Students, we will start with the next topic, practical applications of heating effect of electric current. Okay, now we have seen what is heating effect of electric current. It is also known as Joule's heating. Okay, and we have also seen that this effect is used in many appliances, like you have got laundry iron, electric toaster, electric oven, electric kettle, okay, electric heater, etc. This is all based on the principle of Joule's heating. Now we have got two appliances in our course. From that, it is electric bulb and fuse. Okay, we'll study them one by one. First, we'll study electric bulb. Now, the electric heating is also used to produce light. As in electric bulb, the filament must retain the heat generated as much as possible so that it gets very hot and emits light. This is the principle of electric heating used in electric bulb. But at the same time, it should not melt at high temperature. So for that, a strong metal with high melting point, such as tungsten. Okay, this melting point of tungsten is 3380 degrees centigrade. That is used for making the bulb filaments. Now this filament again should be thermally isolated so that it has a strong insulating support. Okay, now usually these bulbs are filled with chemically inactive nitrogen or argon gases. This prolongs the life of the filament, and the power consumed by these filaments appears as heat, but a small part of it is also used for radiating the light. So that is how the electric bulb works. Now next is fuse. Now all of us know this fuse is used in electric circuit. It is based on the principle of Joule's heating. Now this fuse protects the circuits and the appliances, okay, by stopping the flow of any unduly high electric current. Okay, so voltage fluctuation or current fluctuation, it protects the appliances. Now the fuse is placed in series with the device. The construction of the fuse, it consists of a piece of a wire which is made up of either metal or an alloy. Now these metal and the whichever metal and the alloy it is made up of, it should have a appropriate melting point. For example, you got aluminium, copper, iron, lead, etc. These metals can be used. Okay, but here if a current larger than the specific values flows through the circuit, what happens is the temperature of this wire which we have used increases and it melts the fuse wire. Now when the fuse wire melts, the circuit will break because it is connected in series. Now in series connection we have seen that the current, okay, I, okay, that is, if you remember, that is I1 plus I2 plus I3. Okay, so if one appliance stops, the other all will stop. So the fuse wire is usually encased in a cartridge of porcelain or similar metal with metal ends. Now this fuse used for domestic purposes, you have got the range from 1 ampere to 10 ampere, that is 1, 2, 3, 5 and 10 amperes, okay, depending on which appliance you are using. So particular for calculation of which fuse you should use, there is a small example given in your textbook. Okay, so if you have an electric iron which consumes 1 kilowatt electric power, which is operated at 220 volts. So to calculate which fuse we will use, we all know P is equal to V into I. So we need to find out how much current, this ampere is current, right? So how much current to calculate, we'll do P upon V, that is 1000 watts upon 220 volts. You will get 4.5 ampere. Okay, now 4.5 ampere means rounding out to that you will get 5 ampere. So for this appliance we need a 5 ampere fuse. Similarly, for other appliances, you have to calculate using this formula and that particular fuse has to be used. Now just turn the page. There are two examples. The previous page, okay, that is page number 217. 12.10. We have an electric iron which consumes energy of 840 volts, and that is when it is heated to maximum, and 360 watts when it is heated to minimum. The voltage is 220 volts and we have to calculate the current for both the cases and resistance for both the cases. Okay, now here the voltage is same, So we'll go for the first case where the heating is maximum. Now for the heating is maximum, we know that P is equal to V into I. So I will be P upon V. So 840 upon 220, you get 3.82 ampere current. So for the first one, okay, the next one, the resistance will be R is equal to V upon I. Now V is equal to 220 volts and I we have calculated 3.82. So we'll get the resistance 557.60 ohms. That's when the heating is maximum. Now when the heating is minimum, you have to calculate in the same way, 360 upon 220, you will get 1.64, and R is equal to V upon I, 220 upon 1.64, you will get this. So we will get current and resistance for both the cases. Now the next example is 12.11, where you have got 100 joules of heat. So heat is given to you, then you have got resistance 4 ohms, okay, and time is 1 second. Now you have to calculate the potential difference V. Now we know H is equal to I square RT. Okay. So for finding potential difference V, we need to first find out I. Okay. Then using Ohm's law, we can find out V. R is given, we need I, so we can find out V. Okay. Now I square is equal to then H upon RT. So I will be under root H upon RT. Okay, now this formula we are going to use here, where H is equal to 100 joules, R is equal to 4 ohms, and time is equal to 1 second. So under root 100 is 10, under root 4 is 2, and under root 1 is 1. So you will have here 10 upon 4. Okay, so that is 5 ampere. Okay. Using this 5 ampere, we have to calculate the volts. That is 5 ampere multiplied by 4 ohms, you will get 20 volts. Okay.